everybody, welcome to the Hoopercast. It's Connor, and you are in the middle, somewhere in the wilderness of our hiatus. If we haven't already mentioned it, Dustin and I are taking some time off for a bit of the show. We'll be back in the spring with fresh new episodes for the most part. So, welcome. But everything you're listening to and have been listening to for months now has been somewhat pre-recorded and moved around because everyone else does that. So why can't we? This episode is the Don't Look Up review. And I had seen this movie before. This is my second time seeing it, but it was my first time seeing it with new eyes, which is a stupid thing to say about the second time you see anything. Anytime you see something the second time, it's with new eyes, I suppose. But for me, I really did. Like the first time I watched this movie, I was just sort of thought it was really brilliant and silly. And it was the first time I saw it where I felt like it was scary. The first time was like, woo, glad that's over, because it's making a whole lot of, obvious allusions to MAGA and the Trump administration. But now that we're back in that, watching it again, it's like, it's still funny, but it's like a touch more depressing. I suppose even if we weren't where we are, it would still be depressing because of the myriad of people that they are satirizing are still out there, even if they're not in the White House or in positions of power in government agencies. So, anyways, I don't know. I think it's one of those things that deserves another look from people. And since like everybody has a Netflix account, I think everyone should see it. And I wonder sometimes, like when people watch stuff that sort of satirizes their belief system or the belief system of people that they hold in high esteem, and points out hypocrisy or lunacy or demagoguery. I don't know how people don't look at that and go, oh, maybe I made some mistakes. Maybe I'm throwing in my lot with the wrong people. And I don't know if people just look at something and they say, oh, that's funny. And they just don't make the connection that, well, that same thing is kind of happening over here. We talk about the death of the author all the time on this show, and how it doesn't really matter what the director or writer's intent is when you make a piece of art, because once the piece of art is created, death of the author means that once it is created and it's out in the world, it belongs to the audience. So you are allowed to interpret something however it makes you feel. If it makes you think of the baseball industry or how things usually go at the fair, you're allowed to interpret art however you want to. You don't have to see it the way that the author, in this case, writer, director, the way that they see it. But you do, if you are having a neutral reaction to it, it does sort of add, color and context to a work of art when you realize that it was created to say this specific thing. It all counts. You can say the film was made to satirize this group of people. And you can also say, okay, well, I don't know about that because I'm in that group, but still found it funny. And that's still a valid take, at least as far as enjoying a piece of art on a surface level goes. But if you really want to dive into what a piece of art means, it does kind of matter what the author intended. All that to say, I sometimes marvel at how people can watch something and just completely miss its message completely. Yes, the movie is about what if a comet or whatever it is, an asteroid, was headed towards Earth. And you can just look at it as, wow, look at these morons. But I don't know how you don't go, this feels familiar to how people act in real life about other forms of crisis. Like, I don't know how you don't make that connection. And I understand if you think I'm being preachy or whatever here, but I don't give a fuck. This is my show. I can say whatever I want. And this is how I feel about things. When I recommend movies, I recommend them to everyone because they do have surface level enjoyment. But I'm always going to add the caveat that this movie is about this. So if you're not interested, I've no interest in trapping people or catfishing them into seeing movies that I think are socially relevant in that way. I'm always going to tell you, listen, the movie is very clearly about this. So if that's going to piss you off or you're not going to enjoy it, then yeah, don't bother. I'm not going to, what do I get out of it? What do I get out of you watch Don't Look Up and you don't start to believe in climate change. You just start to get mad at Hollywood some more. It's like, well, I'm not going to contribute to that resentment that you have for, the arts or storytelling or filmmaking. I'll just tell you the movie's funny, and it is. It's really funny. And you can choose to view the story completely in a vacuum, completely within the context of this movie, and you'll enjoy it just fine. I just think that on a subconscious level, it might wake you up to like some hypocrisy and some parallels to real shit that's happening in many areas, not just even climate change, just like, whether it's the denial of facts of any kind. This movie is about that. And how frustrating that is for experts and unsung heroes who do the work and provide the information. How it's really, really hard to inform the public about something when charismatic dummies are in power and think it'll poorly affect their reelection chances or their polling numbers or their private stake in multinational companies. That's my preamble for Don't Look Up. I think it's great. I think it kind of came and went, underappreciated. I'm not always on board with the stuff that Netflix makes, especially it's originals, because Netflix is full of slop. For every good movie like Don't Look Up, there's like 15 movies that are just forgettable ass. And so, but this isn't. This is unforgettable ass. So please enjoy Don't Look Up. I had a kid-free weekend, and I ended up hanging out with a friend all day and getting like dinner and stuff, and trying to find something to watch on Netflix. I was flipping through, and I came upon Don't Look Up.
This is not real. This is not real. This is not real. This isn't happening. Kate, tell me this isn't really happening.
I hear there's something you don't like the looks of.
We discovered a very large comet.
Oh, good for you.
It's headed directly towards Earth.
This comet is what we call a planet killer.
At this exact moment, I say we sit tight and assess.
Sit tight and assess?
Sit tight.
And then assess. The sit tight part comes first, then you got to digest it. That's the assessment period.
This is the worst news in the history of humanity. He just blew us off.
What are we gonna do? We have to release the information.
So we just leak it.
Our guests today have made a pretty big discovery in space.
How big is this thing, though? Can it destroy my ex-wife's house? Is that possible?
There's a 100% chance that we're all going to die.
Kate?
Hey.
Well, the handsome astronomer can come back anytime, but the yelling lady, not so
much.
We're gonna get the news out there, one way or another.
It's real and it's coming. FBI!
Jesus Christ, you could have just called me.
This comet contains $30 trillion worth of material.
What do trillions of dollars matter if we're all gonna die?
Oh no, what if we're rich? That would be terrible!
You guys discovered a comet? I have a tattoo of a shooting star on my back.
Oh, that's terrific. This could be a complete disaster.
This is already a disaster.
You know that girl from Live TV said we're all gonna die?
No.
Yo, bro! You'll never take me alive!
There it is! A giant comet hurling its way towards Earth!
have the FBI put that bag over your head. They don't do that. The CIA does, but I made them do it.
You know, I had a feeling.
It's a good feeling because that is what I did and it was very funny and cool.
I saw Don't Look Up back when it came out in 2021. I remember watching it on my phone before going into the news. So second weekend on a whim. This is the movie that's directed by Adam McKay, stars Leo DiCaprio, Jennifer Lawrence, Meryl Streep, Jonah Hill. A lot of people in this movie. This movie is even better than it was in 2021. Did you ever see this?
I never saw it.
So the movie is about, we have spotted an asteroid headed towards Earth. It is absolutely going to hit us. It's a global killer. And these scientists who found it trying to get the word out and trying to mobilize governments to do something about it. The movie takes a lot of shots at, political bureaucracy, manipulating or spinning a crisis to your own political advantage, stuff like that. In 2021, at this point, we are past the election and, Trump is out of office. And so it takes a lot of jokes and shots at like his family. There's one point, like Jonah Hill's mom is the president and she's the chief of staff. And he can't stop talking at a rally about like how like hot his mom is. And he's like, God, if she weren't my mom, which is like a direct reference to Trump talking about his daughter. Every joke that was already a shot at them landed easier back then because it was over. It was like, that's right. I remember that. And now it's like, it's happening still. The relevance is up now, which is sadly the inverse to how funny a movie is when it's still true. It's like a movie can either be like funny or true, but it can't be fully funny without being no longer true or fully true. Like it's
like true, relevant, funny,
right?
And it can only be,
and we're trying to balance
two of those things at a time. Yeah,
exactly. But it still manages to land a ton of laughs for me. I think the movie is still really well done on the humor. And I just think it's a great movie because I realized I call it the Anti-Armageddon because it's the same premise. What if the same threat faced humanity, but instead of an idealistic coming together of the world's governments and our plucky heroes, was instead showcase the very realistic greed and partisan politics that would absolutely completely fuck this up and doom humanity.
So you're saying this is the anti-Fantastic Four?
Kind of, yeah. I mean, in a way, but like just for asteroids, like, that's a Michael Bay movie. And still it's like, hey, we're going to come together. We're going to put all the resources of the world's space programs. We're going to do that. We're going to go up there. We're going to fucking blow it up and it's going to be fucking sweet. And, we do it the last second and everyone's
Galactus is coming. We're all building these things to teleport Earth.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like and at this one, it's like at one point in the movie, like they're going to try to, do that to it. And then when they go up, they discover rare earth elements on it. So they're like, well, we should need to mine it. And it's like, no, we need to destroy it. And then after a while, there's people who don't believe there even fucking is an asteroid. They think it's all a lie. And so they're telling people like they're lying to you. It's just this whole thing.
There is no asteroid, Hank.
The scientists are getting very frustrated because like it's not making headlines and whatever. So it's a whole thing. Leo and J-Law are both really great in this, but a lot of great supporting roles. Melanie Linsky's in this movie. Cate Blanchett, great in this. Meryl Streep and Jonah Hill. Mark Rylance is fantastic. Just a great cast of actors being really great in their roles. Most of them playing pieces of shit. The Mark Rylance role in particular is far more scary now because his character is like a tech mogul who is in like close partnership with the White House. And I think he was already kind of a stand-in for Tim Cook and Elon Musk, but his role with the government in this movie is extremely familiar now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the fact that they're relying on his technology to save the planet is like, oh, that's okay. The eccentric way he talks and the tech that he has and the way he sees the world. It's like for laughs, but it's also like a disturbing like take on like how detached this kind of person is from people, you know?
Sure. Yeah.
He's got these big fake teeth and everything. It's creepy. He looks like a ventriloquist dummy.
Sure.
So I mean, if you never saw Don't Look Up, I recommend it. I think it's fun in a lot of ways. Like it's one of those where it's like, okay, this absolutely feels realistic to me that human beings would behave this way in the face of extinction.
Yeah.
And that selfishness would still win out to this degree. Yeah, it was pretty nuts. Yeah, still recommend it.
Okay.
Still one of the better things Netflix has done.
Nice. Okay. I need to watch it.